So a lot of you have been asking a lot of questions, and we've thought, well, let's get the Q&A out of the way then, because you've got so many questions you want answered. I mean, we don't even know what's going on at the minute. We're all over the place. I haven't even had a shower today yet.
I haven't had a shower in 6 months.
That's normal for you.
Yep.
So we've compiled a list of questions. We actually asked you guys yesterday on our community tab, and you picked out some questions from elsewhere. So we're just gonna list through them, answer them as quick as we can. But before we actually do this, I've got a little end of year gift for you. I know it's not the end of the year, it's already been the end of the year, but I didn't get a chance to give it to you and I wanted to do it on camera.
So I've got a late gift, have I?
I've actually got you a late gift. And it's pretty cool. You're gonna like this because it's very sentimental. So today's video is sponsored by Popsa, and I've never used them before, but I'm so glad that we've stumbled across them because wow, they are cool. So I've actually got you 2 personalized photo books. One is of Mujwan, so we can keep him in our memories as a kitten. And one is like a 2021 wrapped, so like end of year, let's keep these memories. So it comes in this really nice gift box, which you can just open up. I mean, just look how nicely it's presented. Well, you know, we're all for thoughtful, personalised gifts, aren't we? And the quality is
I was just about to say, look at the quality.
We're definitely going to have to do one of these for the babby when the babby's here. So
yes. Do you know what I love about these already though?
What?
You know when you take pictures and you get them developed and you put them into like a slip?
Yeah.
They're just so all over the place and they break and stuff.
This is a much better idea.
Yeah.
Oh my god, look, it's little Mujwan when he had his first puppuccino!
Kitty-chino.
Kitty-chino!
The Lake District.
Oh my god, that's our favourite place, especially in the summer when it's warm. Look, this one we're trying to get Podge to know how to use his litter tray.
Oh my god, he was so disturbed.
It took him so long to work it out. Yeah, we probably can't show this one.
Yeah, Connor's bottom.
Just,
You have managed to put this together?
Yes, I've actually managed to put 2
I don't
together.
believe that.
It is so easy. Pops make it so easy for you. You can grab photos straight from your camera roll on your phone. There's so many themes and colours to choose from, so you can make it as personal as you like. It even tells you the quality of the picture out of 10, so you'll know exactly how it'll print.
Do you know what would make these even better?
What?
If we had a discount code.
Oh, well, turns out we're in luck. How do you like that for a piece of acting? You guys can get yourself 30% off a Popsa book just like this if you use code CNL30.
So the first question I want to answer that I didn't screenshot because I couldn't find it when I needed it is, a lot of you were asking because I got a very panicked voicemail telling me that there was something wrong with my blood results, so my blood test results. And then blood results were for the screening, so it was to check if baby's all healthy, if there was any syndromes or any genetic diseases and stuff like that. I phoned them back and they didn't spin my blood in time. So you get 24 hours to test the blood and they didn't test my blood. I am now out of that screening time, so I am like too late, too far gone now to get that test done again. But they did offer me to go back again, didn't they? And they said they would pay for me to do a private test, which does the same thing, but it's a different test, but it's still done with my blood.
It's a better test.
It's a better test.
So we had the phone call from someone at the hospital, and they rang us and left a voicemail, and she was very blunt. It was like, "Hi Liana, can you please give me a call back when you've got time? I need to talk to you about your bloods." And we were like...
No, she said something like, there's been a problem with your blood test.
There's been a problem with your blood test, and we were like, that was it, that was the message.
My heart dropped, that's
Sorry?
all I know.
How can you say something like that? Like, obviously there was a problem, but at least say like, it's nothing to worry about, there's nothing wrong, you know, we're just gonna have to discuss it. They literally said there's a problem with your blood test, but what they meant was they messed up. So when you told me, my heart literally sank to the floor. Okay, so let's go in with question 1. These are in no particular order. Audrey says, do you have any names in mind yet, and have you started preparing the baby's room? We don't know what we're having yet.
We haven't started thinking of any names yet, have we?
Nope.
I don't think we will until we know what gender we're having.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, we've been through a few names, and we've read some suggestions already, but we've not really clung to a name yet. But like you said, I think when you've got a gender, then you can start to think about it.
Can you imagine if I was looking at like boy names and I find a really amazing boy name and then I'm like having a girl?
Yeah.
It's a lot of like searching and finding the right name.
And have you started preparing the baby's room yet?
No, we have not.
The reason being is because we're actually moving house, which is a question that someone else asked. Are you going to move house when you have the baby to a bigger place? This place is big enough to raise a baby,
but it's not suitable.
There's a few issues with this place and we just wouldn't want to raise our child here. Erin Stewart asks, what's the thing that makes you most nervous or scared about being pregnant?
The uncertainty. Like for example, now I'm carrying baby. I can't feel baby, so anything could be going on in there.
Is it okay?
But
is his heart still beating? waiting?
We're like,
are we going to be okay?
Should we go for another scan just in case?
Should we go for a scan every week just to make sure?
But until you get to like a certain point in your pregnancy, you can't feel baby.
No.
You know, you have like that certainty, like, oh, baby moves every now and again, so you know baby's okay.
So it's a bit scary at the minute. What is something you learned that you never knew about pregnancy?
That the first trimester is
one
of the worst.
And what I'd have to put up with, something I wasn't expecting.
Obviously, most of the first trimester, I had no idea I was pregnant, so it was slightly worse because I was like, oh my god, what's wrong with me?
You guys saw this.
It was constant sleeping, I went off my coffee, I was having caffeine withdrawals because I wasn't drinking my coffee, so it was just...
We had no idea what was going on, which made it 10 times worse. Your mental went through the floor, it was all over the place.
Yeah.
What would you say are some of the things that your parents did when you were younger and they were raising you that benefited you, and do you think you'll use them with our future family? I know one. I've learnt tactics from my mother. If I say no, I mean no. Very good parenting tactic.
We've had this discussion, haven't we?
We've had a discussion that as parents we're going to make every decision together, because I feel like most people will go and ask their mum. The mum will say no, so they'll go, right, I'll go and ask dad then. They ask dad, dad says yes, causes an argument,
yeah,
bam.
Mum's the bad guy.
Everyone falls
Dad's
out,
the
mum's the bad guy, yeah, every year it's just, yeah.
So every decision that we make, we have to make it together. Because I was the baby in my family, my mum was especially overprotective of me, but I think that that was a bad thing because it made me do more things behind her back.
You hear
like,
it, Sandra.
I didn't have the... I wasn't able... I didn't, like, want to tell my mum, oh, can I please go here? Because I knew she wouldn't let me do it.
She'd say no.
So I'd have to lie
just do it
and
anyway.
just go.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like I want a different relationship with my child where they can...
It can be open.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd rather know where my child is, kind of thing.
I think every parent wants their child to tell them
But
everything.
she only had good intentions.
Yeah. How have you been feeling emotionally since being pregnant, Liana? I know I suffered from pregnancy anxiety.
I don't think my anxiety's been any worse since being pregnant. I think
No.
Oh, do you know what? I have been feeling a lot more faint in certain situations. Like we went bowling once. This is before I knew I was pregnant though. And I went really, really faint.
But you hadn't eaten.
I hadn't eaten, but I didn't know I was pregnant. I wouldn't have not gone out without eating if I knew I was pregnant, not a chance.
This was before we knew.
So,
but also like...
emotionally?
Emotionally?
Up and down. I don't think any more
Nothing
than
out of the
usual.
ordinary, no. It's just typical pregnancy emotions, everyone has them. Obviously people get it worse, but I think you're just riding the wave.
Yeah.
Connor, do you feel like your daily life has changed along with Liana's? Yes, like we just discussed, if we're about to film something, maybe you feel so tired you can't, you'll go for a nap, so I've got to find something else to do. So it's not really...
Affects work.
But it doesn't affect it because we just push it till later, but it just affects what I'm doing in that moment. Because then you wake up from your nap, maybe I'm absolutely knackered.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
usually
like
the case.
we're trying to battle each other, like one of us sleep. Sometimes you'll go for a nap and I'll literally just nap with you because I know if I don't, when you're wide awake, I will be tired. So sometimes it's easier to do stuff together. I'm kind of riding the wave with you. I mean, I've even bought myself a pregnancy pillow.
Oh my god, he has as well!
I was so jealous of Liana's pregnancy pillow.
He got into my pregnancy pillow and I was like, excuse me, get out of my pillow. He was like, no. And then obviously I got it back and he was like, well, if you're not going to let me borrow it, I'm going to order one myself.
Simple as
There's
that.
2 massive pregnancy pillows in our bed right now.
In a double bed.
In a double bed, because we
divan.
haven't put up our bed yet because we knew we were going to move.
What are you most excited for when the baby's here, and what are you most fearful of?
Seeing what baby looks like, I think.
Yeah.
It's just because I don't want to do a 3D scan because they're so accurate.
Yeah.
I can't wait to like have
the
baby
surprise.
and see what he or she looks like. I think that's so exciting.
What about fearful for? Because that's pretty much the
Fearful? If I have a girl, I'm fearful for when she grows up.
The world we live in.
In the world, yeah. And if I have a boy, I'm scared that I won't do enough to
Combat
prevent that from happening.
We've
So
said from the
obviously-
get-go, if we have a boy, we're going to educate them properly.
Yeah,
especially in the way the world is now, because boys tend to, well, they can
You
get into
hear
the
all
wrong
the
crowds,
stories and
but so
stuff,
can
don't
girls,
you?
can't they? I'd say what I'm most fearful for is literally rushing to hospital when you're about to give birth and me trying to get you there. Do I pay for the car park or do I just go straight in? Like, what's happening?
Am I gonna get a fine?
Am I going to get a ticket for not paying the car park? Am I going to be able to come in with you? Do I have to stand in a corridor, loads of other men, like I do when we go for the scans?
I'd be so upset if you couldn't come in with me.
Because of COVID, literally messes up the whole of this pregnancy journey anyway. I can barely come in for a scan. Literally all over the place with COVID, and again, that's another fear, bringing a child into the world as it currently is.
Just in general.
It's kind of a scary world right now in many ways, so. I guess it's just scary being a parent. What are your plans for when your baby gets a bit older, like schooling, dating, smoking, drinking, curfews, chores, grades? We haven't thought that far yet.
No smoking, no drinking, no partner until you're 30.
We're going to be old
What else was on
grandparents. chores and stuff.
Chores every single day. For
what? I never did chores. I did. I helped around the house just out of wanting to help, or I'd get an incentive with pocket money. So
we always said that as well, didn't we? So
I don't think chores are the way forwards because it's like, oh my god, I've got to do the dishwasher.
Yeah, to get your pocket money, you have to do chores.
Yeah, you can earn it. If you only had one word to describe how you feel about this whole situation, what would that one word be?
Excited.
I would also say excited, extremely excited, but that's 2 words, so just excited.
Just excited.
But then nervous, but then excited, but then also
yeah, but
nervous.
I feel like the excited slightly overtakes the nervous.
How come you always have a bogey when we film?
Oh!
Is Connor ready for the hormone-fueled crazy emotions? Listen, I've been through it. She was on the implant and it affected her really bad, and then as soon as she got off it, she was amazing, but then she fell pregnant, so it's like, wow, this is crazy.
Back to normal, isn't it?
And I hope your sisters are very forthcoming with everything that they've experienced during pregnancy. I mean, they've been through it. They're seasoned pregnanteers.
Pregnanteers?
They are seasoned pregnanteers.
They've got 9 between them, my 2 sisters. They've got 9 children between them. But Sian has been very informative.
Sian, like you've seen before, sent us gifts. You know, she's been very excitable in messages. Yeah, your sisters are great when it comes to like speaking to them.
Whenever I need to know anything, I just need to message them.
Yeah. Do you want to have a home birth or a hospital birth?
I would like to have a hospital birth, but obviously we want to film the birth, and if the hospital will not allow us to film the birth, I will be thinking about having a home birth, because obviously they can't stop us filming in our own home.
We want to film it for 2 reasons.
Memories.
One, for memories, because that is something that we can cherish forever.
We don't want to show like...
Oh, no one's seen Alien versus Predator.
I don't want anyone...
No. Oh!
Hey!
What we want is the experience in the room at the time.
Yeah. And then the first experience seeing baby. Like, that's all we want.
But also the second reason, so you guys can see it, because like literally you are on this journey with us.
So many people get
want
scared.
You to see it, I know.
And they like to see other people's experiences.
Yes, and it's educational for other people that are going through it.
I've loved watching other people's birth videos and knowing what to expect and seeing how different everybody's birth story is.
And we're very comfortable sharing ours. So we're hoping we can record it. So if anyone actually knows of a private place we can go to record birth, if there's any specific hospitals, or if there's anyone we can reach out to, please let us know. Since you found out that Liana was pregnant, what have you noticed that has changed? She does at least 5 to 7 more farts in the morning. Normally, she's a trumpy bum in the morning because that seems to be the time you let them go.
Yeah, my body.
Which is fine because there's not many through the day. There's a couple of pumps after a coffee, but that's about it.
Yeah, but they smell.
But in the mornings now,
really bad.
I count at least 12 a morning, sometimes more, and they're not like little. They're not like that. They are full-on riptides, all right? We're talking tornado vibes.
I can't help it, it's the baby.
I know. How come you announced your pregnancy so early?
I don't think it was that early. I know some people do wait until the first scan.
What was it, 12 weeks?
12 weeks we announced that. I've seen people announce it at 5 weeks. We'd seen the midwife and we felt comfortable doing it, didn't we?
Yeah, oh well, we're just excited. We just want to tell everyone. But the thing is, we wanted to film people's reactions so we had the memory. So we had to do it reasonably early so we could make the reactions like raw and real before they actually knew. And
then have family come to the scans. And
yeah. Will you breastfeed?
So we've had this conversation. Connor is all for breastfeeding.
But obviously it's not up to me.
I'm also all for breastfeeding.
Yeah.
I can't get my... See, I feel like this is where people are gonna like be like, oh my god, get over it. But I can't get my head around the thought of a baby sucking my nipples.
I don't think people are like, get over it, because it is quite foreign at first. You're not used to it.
I don't know. I don't like the thought of it, but I'm all for...
trying.
Yeah, but if not, using a breast pump 100%. Yeah. And bottle feeding with my breast milk.
I mean, we'll get to that when we get to it. There's no need to worry about it right now. Yeah. Because you won't know until you try anyway.
Yeah, it's something I'm thinking about, but...
Would you want to move back to Wales now you're pregnant?
Like, I'd like to be close to my mum. It doesn't make sense, does it?
No, not to move to Wales, no.
We've got cats, Wales, there isn't much to do in Wales.
The Deliveroo is terrible. There's only one pizza shop that delivers to our mum's house and it's terribly rated, so what would we do?
Really bad.
There's also terrible Wi-Fi, I mean...
Happy bird!
No, but on a more serious note, there's nothing in Wales that can further our career right now. That is why Liana moved here in the first place.
Yeah, so we could pursue social media.
We're closer to London, we're closer to everything else, we're closer to people.
Which is where a lot of business deals and stuff happen.
Yeah. If we were going to move closer to Wales, we'd have to find a middle ground still, because again, my parents want to be a massive part of this baby's life as well. So, I mean, this is their first grandchild, so they're super excited and they don't mind travelling.
We also have 2 cats, so if we went into the middle, it's still too far for either side of the family
Right
to
now,
help us if we ever need help with baby, if we ever need help with the cats.
We just need to be close to people.
So we're not saying that we're gonna settle here forever.
I don't want to settle here
but
forever.
This is where we're going to be for the time being. But the great thing about it is, because of the line of work we're in, if I say I miss my family, I want to see my family, Connor will happily drive me down
We just drive
to
there.
Wales.
And you're going to learn how to drive after baby's
baby,
here
yeah.
anyway. So it's not like we can't just drive there, because we are lucky enough to have this job. We're quite blessed. We can just go whenever. Are you afraid of the changes pregnancy is going to make on your body?
Before social media, I was a rapid gym fitness person. Then I met Connor and it went slightly downhill from there.
Same.
But we were still like really healthy, into the gym. And because this...
It was COVID that sent us downhill, to be fair.
Well, yeah. And then because this wasn't planned, I didn't have time to mentally prepare myself for the changes in my body. An appearance isn't everything, but it is scary. Like now, I haven't really got a bump and I'm looking at myself in the mirror like, is that baby or is that too much pasta? Do you know what I mean?
Too much bread.
Too much bread.
I look like I've had a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
But also I've got you on the bio oil.
I don't mind stretch marks. I don't care about stretch marks.
Yeah, but we're trying to limit stuff as much as we can.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah.
But you're not too bothered about anything really, are you? It's just
I feel like even
natural.
if I put on too much weight during pregnancy, it can come back off after pregnancy.
Yep, it certainly can. Will baby be shown on camera?
So this is a big question. A lot of people are like, what about baby's privacy, this, that and the other? And I personally think, as we speak for baby, we will be showing them on camera until baby says, listen, I don't want to be on camera. And until
At any age.
At any age. And until that point, even if they're a toddler and they say, I don't want to be on camera, then that's
if our 5-year-old
fine.
baby comes up to us and says, I don't want to be on camera, then that's absolutely fine. That's their choice. We're not going to put them on camera anymore.
But we make the choices for them until they have the capacity.
Mainly
to
so
say
we
that.
can make memories. I mean, videos can always be taken down. They can be privated. So at the end of the day, it's not gonna be that bad.
No.
We just want to keep the memories for now. It's just like making home videos, but we're just posting it for you guys.
And we know that you guys are respectful as well. So
we don't have a bad community. We have a great community.
I don't think we'd be jeopardising baby's privacy in any way.
No. I know you've been struggling with your mental health. Do you think it's a good time to actually have a child?
I think the mental health recently that dropped was a lot to do with the fact that I was pregnant.
If you take it further back, your mental health was really low, and I swear to God this is the truth, because of the implant, because of contraception. It was literally messing with your hormones so much that you were all over the place. Because we know this, as soon as you took it out, you were normal Liana again. And
I was so happy.
You were just normal jolly Liana. You had more energy, you were way happier, we were doing more things, and then you fell pregnant.
And then recently when I spoke about obviously feeling down again, it was because I was pregnant and I didn't know I was pregnant.
First trimester.
So, yeah, I think you never know when the perfect time to have a child is, and obviously it was meant to be, so.
But other than the pregnancy, your mental's quite stable.
Yeah,
at the
it
minute,
was,
which is nice.
100%.
So yeah, it is a good time. Who's going to be the strict parent?
Me.
Think you're going to be bad cop?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be good cop.
No.
But again, like we said before,
we're going to be equal cop.
No decisions are going to be made without one another. In another video, you said you wanted 1 boy, then 2 girls. Is that still the case?
You can't choose. But the only reason we said that was because we wanted an older
boy
brother
figure. Yeah.
to look after, you know, a little girl.
We feel like that's the vibe. I never had siblings that I lived with. I've got a sister I never grew up with, but I always wanted a sibling. And you protect each other, you look after each other. Yeah.
Hopefully.
They don't always get on, but they're all. I feel like most of the time siblings are always there for each other regardless. Yeah. Roughly when is the baby due?
3rd of July is the date we've been given. But
it can change.
Yeah, I've been told it can change because obviously they're just estimating because I didn't have a conceived date.
Will you be teaching your child Welsh?
Yes. Well, yes.
Bits and bobs.
Yeah.
See, I want her to because it's nice to be bilingual.
And it's easier to pick up other languages.
And it
oh my God, I can't
easier,
speak!
And it makes it easier in older age to pick up other language.
Yeah.
Especially at school. It's just a shame that Welsh isn't really used much anymore because it won't really, like, you can speak it, but even if you go to Wales now, in North Wales, in the most Welsh speaking parts, if you go to a shop, they'll start the conversation in English. So it's not really very used, but it's definitely something that even if it's only basics
Yeah.
that the child should learn. Yeah, I think it's cool.
But I feel like I'm slowly losing my Welsh as well, so speaking Welsh to the baby would also
Bring
help
it back.
me. Yeah.
Do you have ADHD? It's hereditary. See, I didn't know it was hereditary because I don't think either of my parents or grandparents have ADHD, not that I can think of.
Connor isn't diagnosed with ADHD,
No.
but it's pretty obvious that he's got it.
Yeah.
He's fidgety, your mood can change like that, he can't concentrate on anything
unless I enjoy it.
Yeah, unless he enjoys it. Like instructions, for example, DIY Darlow, he has to get Liana in because he can't sit there and read the
It's weird because it's not like I don't want to read the instructions because I want to build this thing perfectly, but I can't. I just have to get stuck in without it. I just can't.
Hyperactive.
But that's a different story. But even if our child does have ADHD,
it's kind of a blessing in disguise,
you can deal with it. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind a creative child.
You're very creative.
Yeah, it's just it's hard in school with ADHD, but it's nothing you can't combat.
Was that it for the questions?
That is it.
There's one that hasn't been mentioned. We're going to have a gender reveal, and the answer to that is yes. So when they did my blood test for this new test, they're going to come back with a gender reveal. They're going to put it in an envelope. Not for the gender reveal. Well, yeah.
They're going to give us the gender in an envelope.
In an envelope, so we can
we're going to give it to
reveal.
someone and get a balloon or something. And then
So that'll be next month at some point.
We're going to post it, so don't you worry. Right, well, we will see you next Tuesday because we're going to do
Wives' Tales.
a Wives' Tales video, which is amazing.
To try and predict the gender.
Yes. So we're trying to work out what we've got. Have you got hiccups?
Yeah, I'm growing.
Oh, you are? You're growing something in there as well.
Yeah.
Again, thank you so much for all the support. It means the flipping world. You guys are so kind in the comments. We literally read all of them because we get so excited. I'm so glad you are enjoying this journey with us. So yeah, we'll see you next Tuesday for a brand new video.
I love you millions.
Bye.